Welcome to the Career Exploration and Success with Wake Tech session. My name is Catalina Suarez, and I will be presenting with Corey Blanchard Smith. We're going to talk about career services. Hey, we're going to be talking about career services and all of the services that we offer our students but I am going to start this session because today we're going to concentrate mostly on our new pathway courses. So let me go ahead and begin. And I'll stop periodically for any questions or anything, any questions or comments that you may have. All right. So we have this new initiative. Yes, hello. All right. We've got this new initiative that is now being funded by a Reach and Rally grant, and it's our Pathways 2 courses. These pathway courses provide detailed information for students and an overview of their intended career field. And they also demonstrate the multiple ways that Wake Tech can help them achieve their career goals. Now, I'm extremely proud of this project, and we've gotten great feedback because we already had our first sessions in October. Um, we have, like I have on the slide here, it says we're targeting incoming students, but we've learned that they can really be for anyone that's either looking for a career change. Um, we have new students that are starting with some of their classes and maybe they were unsure about their career choice. So basically, it's open to anyone, not just incoming students. Another important thing is that we are bridging the Con Ed and curriculum programs. We're empowering students to decide on the option that is best for them. And ideally, yes, it's pre-admission and pre-enrollment, but we've had a variety of individuals join our October sessions. Now, because these are new, we've started with pathways to IT and pathways to healthcare careers. Let me continue with the next slide. So now in IT, in our pathway courses, we are offering 3 pathway courses to IT. Why 3? So a student can say, oh, I'm really interested in IT, but they're not really sure what they want in IT. And that's exactly what these courses are going to offer. So again, with IT, we have 3 pathway courses, which I will talk about shortly. Each course, and this is for all of these new pathway courses, they're offered once a month for 4 hours. They're split over 2 days. So it could be a Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday. We are offering them virtually and in the evening just because it's more convenient right now. In healthcare, again, hey, the student says, I'm really interested in healthcare, and they immediately think of nursing, but perhaps that's not what they really want or what really something that they're going to be really good at. So we have 2 pathway courses, which I will demonstrate later. Same thing as the IT pathways. They're offered once a month, 4 hours split over 2 days, and we are offering them virtually and in the evening. All right, so let's look at the IT pathways. So again, IT is huge, and it's huge in Con Ed and in curriculum. So we are offering these 3 pathway courses that we have. The first one, we have computer programming and information sciences, where students will explore the roles in business analytics, computer programming, data science and programming support services, and web developer. Network and computer technologies explores the roles here: cloud infrastructure, cybersecurity, IT and service support, and network management. And then finally, we have digital media, advertising and graphic design, cybersecurity, simulation and game development, and web and UX design. I had no idea IT had so many different pathways, and now I do, and so will they. Um, And let me move on to the healthcare before I talk a little bit more of how the two sessions are divided. Because remember, each pathway course is offered over is 4 hours offered over 2 days. Okay, and in the healthcare pathways, we've divided up into two pathway courses. We have direct patient care, where students will learn about roles that deal directly with patients, like the medical assistants. We have CNA, LPN, and RN, which are all different. Paramedic, phlebotomists. In imaging, we do radiography and sonography. We explore those careers. And neurodiagnostic technologists. And then on the other side, we have the laboratory non-clinical, where they're not directly dealing with patients. So we have the medical lab technologists, pharmacy technician, central sterile processing technician, clinical researcher, medical billing and coding specialist, and medical transcriptionist scribe. So like I mentioned before, these pathway courses are offered for in two sessions. Day one is an overview of exploration of careers, understanding the job duties, the education requirements, and the career outlook. Day two will review Wake Tech programs, both curriculum and continuing ed. And we also look at funding opportunities. So if it's in Con Ed, we have different funding opportunities with Propel and Wake Works. And we have scholarship opportunities with curriculum. So it's they are very helpful pathways. Students can actually say, "Hey, this is the right career for me, and how can I achieve my career goal or learn about what is best for me?" Before I move on, do we have any questions about these career pathways? All right, I'm going to take silence as a no. All right. So in career services, we also offer other workshops and short courses. And these workshops will help with employability skills like resume and cover letter writing, interviewing skills, LinkedIn assistance, job search strategies, and we have other specific career exploration classes. For example, we have pathways to a career in phlebotomy, pathways to a medical coding career. So those are a little bit more specific. Now, the wonderful thing about these, the workshops and the short courses that we offer in career services is that they are fee waived for students that are unemployed and underemployed. So the goal is let's help these students out, help them with their career goals. All right. Okay. And finally, how can I enroll to all of our courses? So let me start with the pathway courses. I'm going to start with
Catalina,
yeah,
sorry, it's Corey.
go ahead.
Before we get to the enrollment, could you bounce back to slide 5 for me for the IT pathways?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Corey Blanchard. It's so nice to be here with you. Let me see if you guys can see me. I don't know why my camera's not turning on. There we go. Hi. So thank you so much for joining us. What Catalina and I really want you to take out of this session is that Wake Tech is here to support you with your career development. So what these pathway courses are designed to do is help you feel really confident about your career choice. So when this IT one came up on the screen, I know Catalina and I both are very overwhelmed by IT career fields. There are so many listed here, and you might have heard people talk about, well, I work as a programmer, and you never really knew what that meant, or I work in cybersecurity, and you didn't know what that meant. That's why these pathway courses were designed. We don't want anyone to feel like they have to come to Wake Tech and enroll in a program and not ever have the support to figure out if that program is the right fit for them. So if you take these pathway sessions, either before you enroll or after you're accepted to Wake Tech or accepted into a program, it can really help you identify and solidify what might be the right fit for you. And we don't want you to think you have to pick one of the three on the screen here. we have students who take all three of these. We have students who
Mhm.
take all of the pathway classes just because they really want that opportunity to delve a little deeper into these career paths. And as Catalina said, these courses are, and we use the term interchangeably, so I apologize. We call them courses, we call them sessions, but these pathway courses or sessions are completely free of charge if you are unemployed or underemployed. And that usually means, obviously, if you're not working, if you're facing a pending layoff, or if you are working part time, you likely qualify for these courses to be completely free for you. But the good news is, right now, these pathway sessions are completely free for everyone. So even if you don't qualify, thanks to our grant funding, you can take these classes completely free of charge for now. So that may change in the future, but right now they are open to anyone. You can sign up for them to really deep dive and explore these careers, because I know I don't really understand the difference between computer programming and data science. I don't know the difference. So how
Right.
would I know what program to enroll in? So this really is going to take the time to actually assess your skills, interests, and abilities and be able to help you match that with a career that has a positive career trajectory. It's making a living wage, a family sustaining wage. It has jobs in our area. So you can feel really confident. We here at Wake Tech and in career services know how risky it can feel to come back to school. There are a lot of things you're giving up. There are a lot of chances you're taking when you stop working or cut back your hours or give up time with your family to come back to school. So we really want to make sure you feel supported in whatever decision you make. So that's why we offer these pathway sessions where you can kind of do this exploration here with someone at Wake Tech and also on your own. We're going to give you the tools you need to kind of learn about careers, learn about yourself, and figure out if that's a good fit. The other
Mhm.
side of that is we're also going to show you how you can get into the program at Wake Tech. So, for instance, I love to talk about the programming software developer role we have here that we prepare students for at Wake Tech. Luckily, there are so many pathways to get you to become a computer programmer that it doesn't necessarily mean you have to enroll in a 2 year degree program. Because what happens sometimes when you enroll in a 2 year degree program is you get one programming class, and then you might have taken an English class and a math class, maybe a social studies class, and you didn't actually get all that much exposure to programming. But we'll show you that Wake Tech actually has multiple pathways to help you become a computer programmer or whatever other career you want to put in that blank. For instance, when you're talking about programming, we've learned that pretty much every programmer is going to learn Python at some point. Well, why not take a course through continuing education here at Wake Tech where you can learn that skill specifically so you know if you like it, you know if you're successful at it, you know if you're going to be good at it. Let's get that one course enrolled, signed up for, get you the certification that goes along with that. So then you can make that decision if you want to come back to school and probably even find employment while you're coming back to school. So it's really just making sure you know that Wake Tech is here to support your career development. There are so many uncertainties when it comes
Mhm.
to deciding to come back to school or deciding to study a program here at Wake Tech. And we want you to know that we have resources here to help you. And these pathway courses that Catalina is showing you is just one way, but it's very accessible to you. Catalina will tell you about when they're offered and how to sign up in just a minute. But I wanted to make sure you understood that their purpose is really to help you feel confident in your own career decisions. Or if you're just in an exploratory phase, you can explore every pathway session we offer. Maybe you want to take IT and healthcare because you really
Mhm.
don't know what's the right fit for you. That's okay. We'd love to have you. So you can come learn about all of those careers and how they fit with your skills and interests as well. So, Kalina, go to the healthcare one
Sure.
and we can take a look at that one as well.
And since you mentioned that you can take all of them, we actually have one student in our October sessions that is taking them all,
Yeah.
all of them.
That's
So
great.
yeah.
I love
Mhm.
that. So here for healthcare pathways, these might be a little bit more transparent to people because we all go to the doctor. We've all been, we go to hospitals, we go to doctors' offices. So sometimes we're more familiar with these roles than we don't always work with our IT professionals behind the scenes. We don't know what they do. But we really wanted students to get the chance with these healthcare pathways to see that there are roles in healthcare. across the board. You could be working directly with patients, but if working with people isn't your strong suit, that actually doesn't exclude you from healthcare because healthcare is such a growing field. I think you'd get a lot of people telling you, "Oh, you should consider, something in the health field." But you're like, "Well, I pass out at blood," or "I really don't like touching people," or "I really don't like, working with people that closely." There are still careers in healthcare that get you the skills you need to enter that growing industry without actually, compromising stuff you don't like to do. So that's why we broke this one down into direct patient care, which is going to be that hands-on patient care roles where you're working as a nurse, a phlebotomist, a medical assistant, things like that. And then our more laboratory non-clinical roles, which tend to be behind the scenes. They tend to work less directly with patients. They may work with others, but more like in a regular work environment, but they're not necessarily going to be dealing with, some of them are if you go into the laboratory setting, but they're not necessarily going to be dealing with bloodborne pathogens, blood in general, needles, that kind of thing, if that's an aversion for you. And they may be providing more administrative support or behind the scenes support to those who are working with patients regularly. So again, it's really just making sure that you know the support that Wake Tech has here for you and how much we want to make sure you end up in the right program. Nobody here at Wake Tech wants you to enroll in a program and then find out later that it wasn't the right fit for you. So even if you're signing up for classes through our incredible workforce continuing education programs here, we still want to make sure that it's the right fit for you. So all of these services are here to support you so you can feel confident in your career journey. Okay, thanks, Carolina. I'll go back
Yeah,
to you
no,
now.
no, that's good. All right. So I'm going to move on to the enrollment portion. And I'm going to start with the pathway courses. So, as a reminder that Corey mentioned, these pathway courses are free to everyone right now. That might change in the future, but right now, if you're employed, underemployed, receive notice of layoff, but you qualify for the fee waiver. If you don't qualify, we will still cover you through the grant that we've gotten for these courses. Now, I will send these links to everyone. So this is the information, the digital flyer um, that we have, and it'll give a brief description of the courses or sessions, however you want to call them, for healthcare on one page, we have IT on the other. And the wonderful thing about this is you can click on the QR code. If it's printed, you just use your camera to scan it, and it will take you to the enrollment form for these courses, which it looks just like this. It's a very simple form. You put your information, name, email address, which course you would like to take. And as you can see here, we have the healthcare pathway courses. We're offering them already next week, November 1st and the 3rd, because we are going to offer them every month. And the laboratory non-clinical roles, the other pathway to healthcare courses, that one is going to be the following week, the 8th and the 9th. And they're in the evening, 6 to 8, and they are virtual. They're going to be offered via Teams. You'll receive a link with some information in it to join the class. And then again, you're just going to note here, select which one is for you. Okay. And if none apply to you, don't worry. We've got that covered. And then this is just for us. How did you hear about this pathway session? Okay. Same thing for the, I think I was here. Yes. Same thing for the IT courses. These two links just take us to the forms that I showed you right now. Now, for the other workshops and short courses, um, and we'll let the website load. Here you have a list of all our available short courses, and we have resume classes, we have uh, digital literacy skills classes, interviewing prep skills classes. So any of these, don't don't be deterred by the fee that you see here. because if you are unemployed or underemployed, there is a section that you will complete and check off the correct box. So will, the fees will be waived. Okay? Right.
Catalina, on that
And
screen, can you
mhm,
show them how they can see the description of the classes?
sure. All right. So if you just click on the name of the class, you'll see the description and the dates that it's being offered and whether it's online. So for example, this one says face to face. Again, what does that mean? Face to face, it just means it's going to be on Teams because it's face to face online instruction. Okay. You'll say again the days, the times that it meets, and let me try and find one that's a little bit different. This is the same. Face-to-face online teams. Has a description. It has some information about career services, when the classes meet, etc. Right? Any other questions that we have about the website or any of our pathway courses or our other short courses?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay. So I appreciate this kind of meeting. I
Hmm.
think they are very useful because we are very interested
Hmm.
in, in continue the education we are doing. For example, I I am in reading foundation level 2,
Yes.
and
Hmm.
also I am taking IT basis computing IT1. The course, the name is IT1. So I am doing the introduction to the computer basis in in internet and managing email, and I am uh, a student Office, Microsoft, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc.
Hmm.
So so the my main interest is what I can do in the future. I mean,
Right.
yes,
Right.
and then I I have been talking with my advisor. My advisor is Miss Christy Hoppenhaller,
Yes.
and she is advising me very good. And I appreciate uh, that of help. But I think that if you are now, because I didn't know before that you were there, and now I know that now I know you are. For example, I was trying to see if you know there is for example a course that the name is interpreter. In my case, the is medical interpreter. Why I am interested in medical interpreter? The reason is because in my country I am migrant. I am coming from Venezuela. As you know, we are now having very difficult problems in Venezuela, and we have to migrate by force. You know,
Right.
and
I'm
then
sorry.
sorry,
Do you,
yes,
do you have a question regarding the courses or the sessions they are offering? I'm just one of the students, I suppose. But I was wondering if you have any questions regarding it. Otherwise, I would like to listen to what the instructors have to say.
I. What you mean, teacher? What you mean?
Rafael, what is your specific question about the courses?
About the courses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the specific question is that we need a connection with your team. You know,
Right. And
uh, I I
I
think
have Christie's contact information.
yes.
And she can definitely connect you with us in career services, and I can send you the
Okay,
link
that
to our classes.
great. That should
Okay?
be great. That's
Okay.
a very nice way. You
All right.
can contact Miss Christie and maybe,
Yes.
or you can tell her that if she can contact me again, and that's all.
All
The,
right. Yeah,
Thank you.
the,
And
definitely.
the, the,
these,
the most important is having a connection
Correct.
and it having a way of communicating.
yes,
You
and
know,
myself and Corey put those links in the chat. So you can look at the links there.
Mm-hmm.
And we may be also emailing out the links later as well.
oh, thank you. I appreciate very much that.
All
Yeah.
right. Thank you.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much. Thank you so
excuse me,
much.
ma'am.
Yes.
I have a quick question. All the programs you are listed on the screen, does any of these programs could it lead to a graduation program?
Are you talking about these?
Not this, even the other pathways to IT, pathways to. I
Oh,
was just
yes,
wondering.
yes. All of these will give you information on how to get either certified or if you need to go into a degree program. So you will definitely learn about all of the options. The class itself
Mhm.
is informational.
Okay.
Okay?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Next question is like I don't see in the. Uh, I'm looking more towards like anything related to cloud security program. Do you have any in the IT pathways, any thing related to that cloud security?
Um, yes, right here.
Okay.
Yep.
That's
And
a that's a
yep.
great question, Davika.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, if you were to join the Network and Computer
Mm-hmm.
Technologies Pathway Exploration, it would talk about the ways you could combine those two things. We focus on it in cloud infrastructure and cybersecurity because those are the programs as they're labeled here at Wake Tech. But it would absolutely explore for you cybersecurity in a cloud-based setting as well.
Yes.
Cool.
And when you open the links to the forms, the date for when we're next offering that class will be there.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
one final question. I see all these programs. Like, do you have anything like considering the fact there are so many life sciences organizations in this area? Do you have anything around quality around manufacturing, like GMP, good manufacturing practices, the courses around designed around that area?
Yeah, absolutely. So Workforce Continuing Education offers a lot of programs, including our BioWork program, which is directly related to getting people into that biopharmaceuticals, goes over CGMP, everything like that. It's not, unfortunately, one of our pathway courses right now.
Mhm.
Hopefully it will be in the future. And we don't offer Catalina, correct me if I'm wrong, we don't offer an exploration course currently for biopharma, but we are going to talk about some resources in a second
Mhm.
that might be of use to you in figuring out if that's a good fit for you. And they could also explore with you what Wake Tech programs we have.
Yeah,
Yes.
thanks for that. The reason I asked for that is like I don't want to step on my wife's questions, but basically what we are trying to explore is she has almost 10 to 12 years of manufacturing experience back home in India, and that in manufacturing of electronic devices. Now we are trying to see how she can build something in this country, either in manufacturing field, which could be very closely, she could be feel comfortable, rather than branching out everything towards new industry, which is IT. That's where I was trying to get.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. And thank you for clarifying your question too, because I'll speak directly to that in a few minutes when we transition to a different part of this. But I'll talk exactly how we can support, because I'm sure we have more individuals who are facing that as well.
Cool. Thank you, man.
Samantha, we just had a question in the chat about
Yes.
accessing the recording.
Wonderful. Yes. And so we will be posting these on our YouTube channel. And so once we are done with recordings, we'll send it off to our IT people and they will make the magic happen. So you should receive either a link with that information, or you can just look on YouTube for that.
Thank you, Samantha.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. All right, Corey.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the career support that Wake Tech offers you. My goal here tonight really is for you to understand that Wake Tech is behind you 100% as you enroll in a short program, a long program, whatever program Wake Tech offers. We really want to support you in making sure that you are making good decisions regarding your career and professional development for sure. So just to highlight some of the supports that you get if you decide to enroll in a Wake Tech program, first, you do have access to one-to-one support. So we have career coaches and career specialists who meet with currently enrolled students to guide them on job search strategies, career exploration, resume building, salary negotiation, really any topic that's related to you kind of figuring out your career path or obtaining and maintaining employment. Our staff want to help you with. So those one-to-one supports are available both in person and virtually. But one of my favorite things about career services at Wake Tech is that if you complete a program here, you actually have our services forever. So we offer lifetime support to our alumni. So even if you finish one of our programs here and start your career and then decide that you want to make a career change in the future, or you need to apply for that promotion, or you're not sure what your next move should be, you can always come back to us in career services and we are happy to help you. And we have seen this across the board. We have had alumni that have come back to us and we have helped them get into PA school. We have helped them career transition, enroll in new programs. So we love to hear from our alumni. We do run an alumni LinkedIn group where we also post jobs and share events and just kind of create a place where people can network with other alumni. So feel free to take advantage of that once you are enrolled or completing a program here at Wake Tech. And one of our other resources that I think helps us stand out is we do have an online job board that is accessible to any currently enrolled student or alumni. And I'm going to show you the job board in a second here. But what I want to make sure you understand is that these jobs are typically curated for Wake Tech students. So these are jobs being posted to our online job board. They are not necessarily the same jobs that you would see if you were searching on LinkedIn or Monster or Indeed or any other job search site, because they might be targeting people who are completing programs here with us at Wake Tech. Catalina is going to show you on the next slide our website. I want everyone to make a note of this. It is careerservices.waketech.edu. I am going to take you to that site now to show you the different features that we have. Andrea, and also I'll pause. Andrea just put in the chat. Thank you, Andrea, that she posted a link, and I'm sure we will share that with participants afterwards too, for where you'll be able to access the recordings. And it looks like it'll take us a couple weeks to get the new ones up. So thank you so much, Andrea, for chiming in with that. And Sam just put our link in the chat so you can see it there. But if you can just take a pic of that or bookmark that, all of the resources I'm about to show you are going to live here on careerservices.waketech.edu. And what I'm doing is just showing you a little bit more of the resources we have to offer students, so that if you do decide to enroll in a program here at Wake Tech or enroll in a course here at Wake Tech, all of these resources you'll have access to. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to share my screen so you'll stop seeing Catalina's and you will see mine. Okay, so if you see me looking this way, I apologize. I just have two monitors, so you'll see me looking two different ways. What you see on the screen now is the Career Services website. We have it broken down in a few different ways to help people kind of understand what best serves them. So I want to focus on two links to start with. our prospective students, which many of you are, and then also our community members, which many of you also are. So if you click here, you can kind of think of yourself, okay, well, if you're currently enrolled, you would be a student or alumni. But if you're not yet enrolled, you are a prospective student, and we want to see what that looks like. The first thing that you'll see right here is career exploration for prospective students. And this is where you can get small group or one-to-one support to help you determine what is your best career goal, career outlook, determining a major. So for my question from Davika earlier, where maybe you're a career changer, maybe you are coming from another country and you have loads of experience in one field, you don't know how to leverage it to get a job here. Our career coaches who run our career exploration lab can work with you one-to-one to kind of figure out what would be the best transition for you, what's going to be the easiest fit for you. They're going to explore with you things like your interests, talents, strengths, but then also putting that in the context of how long do you want to go back to school? Do you want to go back to school at all? Is going back to school the best fit for you? So they're really going to be able to offer you this holistic counseling as you explore careers and figure out what's the right fit for you. Like I said, we offer it in 2 modes. The first is what we call a group career exploration appointment, but I actually don't want you to think of that as a small group where we're all sitting around in chairs and everyone's taking turns telling you what their interests are. It's actually called group because it's just run in a computer lab. So this is if you want that in-person support, it's great to come to our computer lab setting because that way the career coach can offer you some online assessments, maybe take some strengths finder things, some interests, look at your past experience, look at jobs with you. And there just will maybe multiple people in the computer lab. So other people can attend that lab the same time you can, but it's not group in the sense that you're all working together. It's just that the career coach would be serving multiple people. So I actually love this option. If you yourself are not one who thrives on one-to-one attention, it makes you nervous or makes you uncomfortable, or you feel like you don't ever know what questions to ask, the group setting might be best for you because typically the career coach is going to ask you a few questions, get you started, leave you to kind of do some self-assessment, and then come back and check on you. So it's a little less direct, like our one-to-one appointments might be. So I love the group setting for those who maybe just dipping your toes in, you just want to explore, you don't want a ton of one-to-one attention right now. To get to it from our site, you just click this blue button here, schedule a group appointment, and you'll see where we offer them on Northern Wake Campus, Perry Health Science Campus, Southern Wake Campus, our Beltline Education Center, and on RTP Campus. Once you click one, you will see the next days that are available. We are at the end of October, so we've got to go into November here, and you'll see that you can book anytime in these slots here. It's offered Tuesdays and Wednesdays on North Campus. I do want you to see, it says 2, 2:45, 3:30. Our labs actually run, correct me if I'm wrong, Catalina, 2 to 5. Is that accurate?
Sorry, I was on mute. Some of them are 2 to 5. So we have here at North Campus 2 to 5, South Campus 2 to 5, BEC 12 to 3.
Okay, midday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Beltline is midday, afternoon everywhere else. But
Right.
what I wanted you to know is if it says 2 to 5 in that range, you can go anytime between 2 and 5. And you're
Right.
not expected to stay from 2 to 5. You can go at any time, spend as little or as much time as you want there that day, and then always come for a follow-up if you'd like. The other option is if the group setting does not sound good to you and you're like, no, I need a one-to-one person. I want to say all the things I need to say. I want to get all my questions answered. Then you may consider booking an individual career exploration appointment with our team. If you click this green button, you'll see the options here. We do have on campus. So on campus is what we consider our in-person. And then we have online, which is virtual just like this. So it is still a one-to-one with a counselor sitting on the other side of the screen offering you support. I don't want you to think it's, just chat or anything like that. It really is someone sitting on the screen helping you. You can see the availability here when you click the on-campus appointments. Again, we've got to go into November. You can see the different times. It might be a little bit more flexible for your schedule to find times like that. These are currently only offered on Northern Wake, Southern Wake, and RTP at the moment, but we also have the online. So if you don't ever go to those 3 campuses, feel free to book an online appointment where you can get that support wherever you are. We do offer these on Saturdays as well as a big selling point. So you can always book an online appointment on a Saturday if you need help with that. You'll see the online ones are labeled determine a major program of study, clarify a career goal, or take a career assessment. Take a career assessment are for those of our friends who really starting from scratch, you don't know where you're going. But for some of the questions I've heard tonight, it sounds like clarifying a career goal would probably be the best fit there. And those are just the resources for exploring. We haven't even gotten to the resources that Wake Tech provides to help you actually get a job. So let me talk a little bit about those now. If I go back to our homepage here, if you're currently enrolled or an alumni, you actually get loads of support to help you obtain employment as well. We have resources here like Career Coach. If we have time at the end, I'm going to show you this tool. If we don't, then just you can revisit it. It's great for exploring careers, understanding job market in our area, that kind of thing. Hopefully I'll get a minute or two at the end to show you this one. The Career Lens Lab is what I just talked to you about, the Career Exploration Lab that's offered in person. So that's another name that we call it, the Career Lens Lab. The workshops and short courses are what Catalina just told you about. So those are pathway sessions fall under here, as well as our short courses that just give you real quick training in something. So maybe you don't want a one-to-one appointment, but you think you need to brush up your interview skills. You could take a class or a short course or workshop on interviewing. Catalina has one coming up on salary negotiation. So, and these are actually open to you whether you are a currently enrolled student or a community member. So anyone can sign up for these. You can share these with your friends and family. And those are the ones that Catalina mentioned that are fee waived as well. So the Handshake Job Board is the last resource here, and I'm going to visit that one in just a second to show you it as well. These are the kind of personalized assistance you can get from career services once you are enrolled in a class or program. You can get career exploration, which we've already talked about, but you can also have someone help you build your resume, which if you ever see an advertisement for someone to help you build a resume, you know that that can cost like a minimum of $300 that you're paying for someone to help you write a resume. And this is completely free to any enrolled student or alumni. So you can get help with your resume, you get help with job search strategies. We have career specialists who will sit with you and help you search for jobs, help you understand the language that's there, how you need to apply, if that's a good posting, a bad posting, things like that. We really have people dedicated to making sure that your career outcomes are going to be positive here. Thank you. Catalina just popped the Career Lens Lab schedule into the chat. And that's what I mentioned earlier, that in-person computer lab setting, where that will show you just all together the different dates and times that you can attend those on the different campuses. We also help students prep for interviews. If it's time to land a job, sometimes we don't think about practicing for interviews, and that's hugely important. So we will offer mock interviews, one-to-one support and coaching. We also bring employers in a lot of times to practice interviewing with students. So you get the chance to hear directly from a hiring manager their feedback on your interview skills before you ever actually have to interview with them. So really huge opportunities that Wake Tech provides to really support your career development. And then the other one that's on here is LinkedIn or networking. We understand in career services that over 50% of jobs now are found because of who you know. They are not found by you just applying online. So we really believe in teaching our students and alumni the value of networking. So what that means is showing you tips and tricks and skills for how to build a network around you to support you as you transition in your career. Whether you're staying in an industry that you have loads of experience in, you're starting and learning something new here with us at Wake Tech, we really want to support you best in making sure that you build that network around you so you have the best chance of finding that dream job. Here you can also book an appointment for these services. Again, these are limited to currently enrolled students or alumni, but as long as you're enrolled in a program at Wake Tech or a course here at Wake Tech, you can book an appointment for these services as well. Our career exploration services are available to anyone. Okay, let me go a little faster, speed up a little bit. I want to show you this handshake job board because I think this is a service that Wake Tech provides that you may not be aware of, and it really helps you understand just how much support you're getting from Wake Tech as it relates to you gaining employment. So when you click the handshake job board, this is what it looks like. It has jobs up here in the top corner. And it looks like a job search site you would see pretty much anywhere. You know, you can search for jobs just like you would on Indeed or LinkedIn. You can put in keywords. You can specify if it's full-time, internship, part-time. What I love about Handshake, which is the tool here, is it's single sign-in. So once you have a Wake Tech account, meaning you're enrolled in a program or you're an alumni, you just use your same Wake Tech account. So that first part of your name at my.waketech.edu and log into Handshake, and you'll have access to all of these resources. The jobs here are posted not only for Wake Tech students, but for other college students as well. So if you're relocating, you actually can still use Handshake to search jobs in California or search jobs in Florida or New York. It doesn't have to be just to our area, but you can always limit it that way if you'd like. My favorite thing about Handshake are the events. So I wanted to show you here just how many events Wake Tech or Handshake have organized to make sure that you are getting exposed to the employers who can hire you in your industry. So Wake Tech is not about teaching you a class or teaching you a skill and then never supporting you in finding a job. That is not what Wake Tech is about. We want all of our students to find meaningful family sustaining wage employment when you get out of Wake Tech. So we really want to help you make sure you're finding what's out there for you. And one of the ways we do that is bringing employers into your classes or onto campuses or through virtual sessions. So you really get in front of employers without having to do it all on your own, because job searching is exhausting and frustrating. And we know that. So we don't want you to feel like you're doing it on your own. I'll just run through a few of these with you. We have one for early childhood right here, an info session for nursing to work at Novant Health. That tells you that we do expand out of our area. Novant does not have hospitals in Wake County, but they do have a ton of hospitals in North Carolina, and they wanted to recruit Wake Tech students. So they reach out and we're willing to put them in front of our students for a virtual information session. Handshake also offers their own kind of career coaching and development too. So why a career in education might be the right fit for you, that's put on by Handshake, not by our team, but that's another resource that's available here. If you're interested in working for the EPA and you're a first generation college student, if you're thinking about Dell, this is what recruiting is like for Dell. We have a ton of Cisco information sessions. If you're looking for jobs with Cisco, Fidelity Investments hires a ton of our students across lots of industries. They hire in IT, they hire in business administration, they hire in accounting, they hire in office systems. I'm trying to think if there's more that I'm missing. HR, they hire a lot of our students. CVS as well, CVS Health Retail Management, internship and post-grad opportunities. Siemens is putting on an event specifically for Hispanic professional engineers. HCL, Wake Tech and Career Services is hosting a nursing healthcare career expo. So if anyone is an existing CNA or phlebotomist or anything like that, it is supposed to be for nursing. So CNA, LPN, RN. But if you're interested in careers there, we're doing an in-person career expo where you can learn about those opportunities. Deutsche Bank has a lot of events coming up with us. So it's an information session and networking night. To learn more about it, you just click the session and it will tell you a little like synopsis of who is like a little bit about it. And it tells you which person on our staff you can contact. So here it'll give you the information for the information session right there. Another one for early childhood, Bright Horizons has an event coming up. And then we also host larger career fairs. All of ours are coming up in the spring, like our business and IT career fair, our applied engineering and design career fair. We have one for transportation technologies. We host these larger events to give students and alumni the chance to interact with a lot of employers all at once. But what I need you to remember is that Wake Tech is going to support you prior to that event. So we're going to make sure that you have your resume ready, that you've practiced your pitch, you know how to talk to those employers, and you're ready to go. That's the support you're going to get from Wake Tech should you choose to enroll in a program here. So again, enrolling in any course or program at Wake Tech gets you access to all of these resources and so much support behind you in your career journey. Let me go back to our website here, and I just want to hit a few more highlights. You can see here tools and resources and salary data. Wake Tech has taken a new initiative in trying to be as transparent as possible about salary outcomes for the different programs that we offer, and those are found on our website at careerservices.waketech.edu. So you can see here, if you are interested in biotechnology engineering, skilled trades, you'll have access to this data here of what the average entry level, 4 to 5 years, 10 years, and then NC specific. Okay, I see a question in the chat, but would people who have completed Wake Tech continuing education classes in the past count as alumni for career services program? Kim, that is such a great question, and the answer is yes. So as long as you have completed a course or program, you do count as an alumni, and we would love to continue to serve you. So whatever you have done here at Wake Tech, we are happy to continue to give you our services. I will caution, in case anybody else in here is an alumni, the only thing that might be a little clunky for you is Handshake. Because Handshake is a new tool that we have here at Wake Tech, it might be a little bit clunky in getting you access to this. So I wanted to show you when you access it from our website, if you come here, you'll see our contact person's name. So Ian Gibbons is his name, but it gives you a direct email for somebody you can contact. If you're having trouble accessing it and you are an alumni, they can help you with that. Great question. Okay, so we talked about salary data, events coming up, and our employers' prospective students. When does the next career exploration class start? That is a great question, and I can actually get to that. Let me pop it open for you. Any particular interest, Nikki, IT or healthcare? I'll show you both, but I'll pick the one you say first if you want. Okay, for the sake of time, we'll just do them in order. So I'll do healthcare first. That one's coming up. All right, so these are the links that myself and Samantha posted in the chat, and you will see we always update these with whatever the next dates are. So after November 1st and 3rd, this will be updated when the next session will be in December. They are offered monthly. So we offer them one time each month, and we'll continue offering them in the spring. So the next healthcare one is going to be November 1st and 3rd. That's for direct patient care. That's next week. And then the one after that is going to be November 8th and 9th. And that's going to be, okay, so that's clinical research. Yep. So this would be the one for clinical research, is the pathways to laboratory and non-clinical roles. Is the one you'd want to sign up to hear more about clinical research opportunities. For the pathways to IT one, our next sessions are November 8th and 10th. This one is being offered right now as we speak. This week, the network and computer technology one is being offered. So those dates have not been updated until the class will end tonight. And then we'll get new dates posted next week for that one. It will be in November as well, because we're just wrapping up that time for October. So that's, again, computer programming, networking, and computer technology. And then our digital designs are coming later this fall. If you're unsure which one was the one you wanted to look at, just scroll back up to the top. And these are the jobs that you will be able to hear about in there. And if you click that other thing that I posted that says pathways to exploration sessions, and this is one of the links Catalina will send out as well. Here you can see more details about which actual careers will be covered in here. Let me go to the IT one. So you can see these are the 4 that are going to be focused on for computer programming and information science, networking and computer technology, digital design and development. So you can see them here. And it I do want to talk about like Davika's question earlier. Well, what about one that's not quite on here? Join the one that's most closely related, and whoever's teaching that session for you would be able to kind of explore those other careers for you as well. We are focused on program careers that Wake Tech can prepare you for. So that's where the one thing you'd want to know is we're not really going to talk about careers that Wake Tech itself doesn't prepare you for. They're going to be focused on programs we have here at Wake Tech. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and take these last couple questions. Elizabeth, go ahead.
Thank you. Is there a program for like a human resources certificate?
Yeah, Catalina.
So we actually do have a class that it won't give you a certificate, but it will definitely give you the skills, and it will take you to give you the correct pathway to take so you can get your certificate. And that first course, it's fee waived again if you qualify. That one will be offered in January, and I'll put the link in the chat. So when it's not being offered, there's a button that says notify me, and we'll have your email. So when we're offering it, we can contact you.
Thank you.
To answer Elizabeth's question as well in a broader sense for anyone else who might be saying, but what about this career and what about this career? The chances are yes, we have some support that we can give you that way, but also you can book those career exploration appointments if you want to kind of look through Wake Tech programs as well. You know, tell them, hey, I'm looking at doing human resources. I don't want to do a whole degree. I'm really just trying to get a certification, and they can help guide you to what Wake Tech program might support you best. Catalina also just put in the chat access to our social. We are on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We're actually also on like Snapchat, and I'm pretty sure TikTok too. We have a fantastic social media manager who runs all of that for us. It's not Catalina or I, so we can't really speak to it, but I can say following us on social is the best way to learn of our new courses that we're offering, those fee waived classes. And then also the best way to learn about different events coming up. So following us on social is definitely best for learning about events like that. Okay, well, thank you so much everyone for joining us. Catalina and I will stick around in case there are any more questions come up. Catalina just put in the chat the link for the human resources class, so feel free to click that one if that was of interest to you. And if you have any questions, please ask in the chat or unmute yourself, and we will stick around and answer anything you have. Thank you, Nikki, for joining us. I love your headband, by the way.
And I will also, I'll also be sending out an email to all of the participants with these links that we talked about today.
Thank you.
That's very important. I appreciate very much that.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yes, that's the most important thing.
Yes.
Thank you, Rafael.
It looks like Davika
to
has a
continue
question.
in touch.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. Thank you.
Hi,
So
Corey.
go ahead,
I'm sure
Davika.
like you covered it. I just want to make sure that some of the certification I'm looking at, because I'm employed, will it be still where the course fee waived? Yeah, like how do I do that?
That's a great question. So if you are full-time employed, are the courses waived? Currently, the fees waived. Currently, through us, through career services, the only ones that are fee waived are the pathway classes if you're full-time employed. However, workforce continuing ed as a whole does have funding sources that we can explore. If you go to propel.waketech.edu, there are funding sources there you can explore. I'm not sure if you qualify being employed full-time, but you can still take any of these courses offered through career services, but there is a fee associated with them if you are employed full-time.
Okay, so I think like the couple of segue questions I have is, since I'm employed, like I've been in the industry for little more than 25 years now. So but at the same time, I do want to feel at times like stagnated in the role. So that's why I was trying to see, is it worth scheduling a exploration session with one of your resources, talk to them and figure out what's the best way to move forward, or ask them to take a stab at my resume and CV, take a look like how they can make it better.
Yeah, that is a great question. Before I finish that one, it looks like Anna Salgado needs to log off. So I just want to answer Anna's question she put in the chat earlier. Do you think it's a problem to start studying a career if you don't speak English perfectly? That's where our pathway sessions and our exploratory courses are a great fit because they can start getting you exposed to the career without the necessary components of completing, like exams, homework,
Mhm.
things like that. They're a great stepping stone to kind of making sure that you'd be there. Nikki, we have a huge partnership with Amazon too, to answer your question quickly. Okay, Davika, back to yours. So the one thing I wanted to clarify is if you are not currently enrolled or an alumni, we do not offer one-to-one resume assistance. So if you booked a career exploration appointment, that would not be provided in that appointment. We would refer you out to one of our partner organizations like NC Works or an organization like that. However, you could book a career exploration appointment to address the other question that you had about, is it time for you to make a career change? Should you be looking at something else? A career exploration appointment can help you with that. It is targeting prospective students, so their coaching and advice is going to be tailored towards, Wake Tech, but it could still be a great place for you to start. That would be free of charge and accessible to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. And I know I talk 900 miles an hour, so if anybody needs me to repeat anything, just say. I think it's Prakar. Prakar, you had a question?
Yeah, hi. You say actually a question about a beginner or the new in the IT field. What career path to select? Need some advice. So mentioned just now that career exploration. So uh, if what kind of um, registration is needed, and how can I get help on um, getting into the IT if for the new person.
Yeah, absolutely. So, signing up for that pathway session for IT is probably your best bet. If Catalina or Samantha can post that in the chat again, that would be great. Just so it's there, right there where he can see it quickly. If you go to the IT sessions and kind of hear about careers that might be the right fit for you, but you want to explore them a little further, that's where you can visit careerservices.waketech.edu and sign up for a one-to-one appointment if you'd like. Did we lose Samantha? She actually might be gone. Catalina, that might be on. She might
I'm
have.
posting it.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, Catalina will put it. I think Samantha had to go to another session, so we lost her. But Catalina will put it in the chat for you again, Prokar, if you could sign up that way.
The link which Catalina shared earlier, that is the one to register for.
I think I shared it earlier, so Catalina's going to post it again just to make sure you have the right one.
Oh, okay. And
Okay.
the email you mentioned is which one?
It's a
I can.
website, so I'll put it in the chat again. It's
Oh,
Career Services. Did I spell it right? Services .waketech.edu. There we go. Perfect.
thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. Don't forget us, please.
No, of course not. Raphael will make sure that your advisors over in ESL get access to all of this. They have them to connect you with these resources, but it doesn't hurt to send a friendly reminder.
Yeah.
I see.
And I
It's,
know Christy very
it's
well,
Miss
so
it's
I'll
Miss
talk to her
Christie.
again. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very nice. It's
Mhm.
Miss Christie. She's my advisor.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. If there are no more questions, Catalina and I will leave you now. And we really appreciate it and hope to see you again soon.
Thank you so much. I
Thank you.
will. I
Bye.
will. Of
Okay.
course.
Great.
For
Thank you so
sure. For
much.
sure. Thank you. Bye bye. Very kind.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was late because I couldn't figure out how to join. So 50 minutes I missed the meeting.
Okay, were you signed up for a 6 o'clock session? Because I don't want to keep you if you have a 6 o'clock session you need to attend.
No. I applied and then I was be there at the on time, but I couldn't figure out how to join.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
No. It's I'm not get used to this way, so that's all. But thanks.
You're welcome. Glad you were able to make it.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.